Now, the art of interior design can be much more difficult than it looks. Anna went along to see how to transform a room using a splash of colour.
Well, whether you live in a period house, a bungalow, a semi-D or even an apartment like this one, I'm told that it's easy to make small changes and make your living environment that bit more attractive. So who better to tell us about injecting colour than the Dulux colour consultant, Cora. Good morning, Cora.
Good morning, Hannah. Hi.
Cora, if I'm to start a cream room or a basic kind of muted coloured room, where do you start?
Well, paint is the most inexpensive way to change the look and feel of a room. You don't even have to paint the whole room. You can simply paint a feature wall.
Okay, and feature walls can look lovely, but where do you start?
Well,
how do you know the right colour to choose?
Well, what I would usually advise is pick the best feature in a room, whether it be the fireplace, the chimney breast, the view, the wall behind the bed, and simply paint it in the colour of your choice.
Yeah. So how do you know what colour to choose?
Well, I think the best thing to do is to start with just one thing. So a piece of fabric, a cushion or something. Here in this apartment, they started with this print, and they chose grey and muted tones within that print. In the future, if the owner wanted to change the colour of the room, they could have a lot of different options, even just coming from the same print, without having to change any other thing in the room. So just having the one chimney breast or something, it doesn't do that at all. It just gives a wow factor. So you only need a little bit. It's just the cherry on the cake. You only need a little bit of the accent colour to bring the colour into the room. Okay.
And in terms of painting a wall, where do I start? I mean, does the wall have to be prepped?
Well, no. I mean, when it comes to something like a feature wall, you simply just have to paint it. But, you might need to put a bit of masking tape on your skirting, or if you have anything, we'll say if it's a fireplace, you put a bit of masking or put a sheet over the fireplace itself. But simply then just cut in with a paintbrush around the edges and roll in the centre then with the roller. Okay,
so what about the tools? I think it's pretty simple and straightforward, isn't it?
It is, it's very straightforward really. It's something you could do in a few hours. It's not even a weekend job. It's something that you could just decide this morning I'm going to paint the chimney breast and have it done by lunchtime. And so you just need to go out and buy a paintbrush, a tin of paint, and perhaps a roller if you're doing a large wall. But for just doing a chimney breast or something, you wouldn't really even need to roll it. You could nearly brush it all on.
Shine, shine, shine on. Yes, oh, you shine, shine on.
So, Cora, that's the living room covered off. We're off to the kitchen next. Okay. Now, I believe in the kitchen, because we've smaller wall space, we're allowed to go crazy with colour.
Yes, when you think about the kitchen, really, when you take out the windows and doors and all the units out of it, especially if your units are pale in colour, there's very little wall left. So you can really go mad in a kitchen and have a good strong colour, and it's a very good opportunity to use a feature wall.
And to inject some colour. So this kitchen here is a typical apartment kitchen, I suppose, with a small amount of wall space. So what colour would you recommend?
Green can look really good in the kitchen. Red as well can look very good. It could really just kind of make the units pop out.
And Cora, is it the same type of paint that you would use in a living room as in a kitchen?
Well, you can use the Dulux do a range of kitchens paints, which are very hard wearing and serviceable, and a good range of colours in them as well for kitchens. So that would be probably a better paint to use in the kitchen. Okay,
so you can wash down the grease and the dirt and everything else that happens in a kitchen.
Yes, yeah.
So Cora, before we go, you're looking for people's photographs. Tell us why.
Well, Dulux are running a competition. We want to see people's personal achievements with paints. We want to see rooms that they've painted where they've made small changes that have made a big difference.
Okay, great. And the prize is?
The prize is €10,000.
Fantastic. Excellent motivation to get your pictures in.
Oh, you shine, shine on. Shine, shine, shine on. Yeah.
Well, that's plenty of ideas for the living room and the kitchen covered off. Cora, thank you very much. Is there any chance I can take you home and have a look at my house?
No problem at all.
Thanks a million, Cora.
Thank you.